Is Peter Obi a stable person? We are going to find out about this. For those who do not know who he is, Peter Obi is a presidential candidate of the Labour Party. Peter Obi is no doubt a strong contender for the presidential seat in 2023, with a large number of youth at his support, majorly online. And we all know that social media will not win elections in Nigeria. But then, we are in a new dispensation. Who knows? Social media might be effective. But then, if you do not have your PVC, you're on your own. You will not be able to attain or achieve this feat. And more so, majority of people who are in support of Peter Obi are in diaspora. They do not live in Nigeria. Now, Peter Obi, having dominated social media platforms and with his name on the lips of many young Nigerians, although Peter Obi has boasted of his great political achievements, some political experts still believe he lacks the political structure to win the forthcoming presidential election. And when I say structure, a lot of people begin to feel like, what structure? Who structure help? We don't need structure. That's because they do not understand the type of politics, the type of election system in Nigeria. But are the youth going to break this? Now, let us go to Professor Adewale Oladipo. He is a former national secretary of the PDP, People's Democratic Party, and he is also a chieftain of the party. According to him, he said, Peter Obi is not stable. He said Peter Obi's travel in politics is only for his own interest. He is not as stable as many youth think he is. The presidential election is a very tricky one, and for you to win, you must have a solid political structure. Once again, they said Peter Obi does not have political structure. They said APC already has established structure. PDP has established structure. What is this structure? I'll tell you a little bit of it. Governors. Governors of states are one of the structure. For you to win election, you need to have the governor in your pocket. I mean, not literally in your pocket, but the governor has to be on your side. That is one. Considering the kind of politics that we have in Nigeria, the type of, the system, the structure, the way, the manner at which people think when it comes to election. Unless those things are changed, unless Nigerians are not working with our man of God said, our imam said, our governor said, do not forget that during elections, money will begin to tumble out from these governors. They will begin to spread money around their state. How many people will take this and vote for their own candidate? It is literally impossible at times because those people giving you the money are always there to make sure that you that you vote for that particular candidate that they are giving you money for. That's one. And because hunger has been weaponized, a lot of people will do exactly that until we stop thinking of our stomach, until we stop thinking of our pastor said. Now, these are the things that we need to consider. That is why most of these established parties are always talking about political structure. That's because they've already pocketed certain clerics, pastors, imams, kings. But then, who knows, maybe the past answers might kind of, turn things around. Maybe the youth are thinking differently. Maybe people are thinking differently and they are no longer interested in one governor said, our pastor said, our imam said, and they gave us this amount of money to go and vote for this person and that. Because we still have certain groups of people, like the people who came out during NSAS. You saw the other people who came out to attack. They said they gave them 500 naira and 1,000. It is the same strategy. How long will evil continue to dominate? When will good take over? Now, Peter Obi, let us also be very, conscious of man of integrity that was sold to a lot of Nigerians. Was there anything about corruption or embracing terrorists or Fulani when they talked about Buhari. A lot of people felt that Buhari is the right person, although there are a few people who embraced the good luck Jonathan. But people felt that they needed a change. Who were the people who spearheaded that change? The so-called change. The Messiah so-called change. Don't forget that a Roman Catholic cleric, Father Mbaka, he said Buhari is the Messiah. This somehow influences church members. That's what I'm saying. When they talk about structure, they know what they are talking about. Now, Professor Adewale Oladipo went on to say something. He said when Peter Obi left APGA, APGA, APGA is a southeast. In fact, it is Igbo. It is indigenous to the Igbos. Igbos, that is what it is. He left APGA. He joined PDP. And now he is in Labour Party. What does that mean? Party is simply a vehicle to transport all of these people to their destination. Their party lacks ideology. It's not as if they are going to be labor-oriented. It's not as if they are going to be people's-oriented. No. It's not as if they say APC. It's not as if any of those things matter. They just create a name and they try to look for people to canvass. Now, this professor is saying, I don't know the party Peter Obi will belong to on the day of the presidential election. But let's assume he will stay in Labour Party till at least after the presidential election. He's somebody I like and he's a personal friend. But rhetoric and winning presidential election are two different things. You need a solid base structure to win the presidential election in this country. It is not a social media warfare that will win it for you. But Peter Obi might take advantage of this social media that they think is not effective. This social media can be extremely effective. It could do some things, but you know, as it is, if majority out there in diaspora do not come back to Nigeria to vote, you know what it is. It's not going to flow well. Peter Obi will just have the online poll, and that is where it ends. Online responses will tell you that Peter Obi has a lot of followers. Someone say, how is it your business? Focus on your party that has structure and let us see on the day of election. Some other person say, a professor lying fluently. How dare you accuse Obi of jumping from one party to the other? Another person say you lack capacity to speak against Peter Obi. All of these are positive. One person say you are so correct, sir. Obi is just a selfish man who is so good with deceit and falsehood and lies. And that's why the gullible tend to fall for his act and see him as their hope and savior without knowing that he is the worst thing that can happen to people politically. Now, that is just one person saying his own opinion, and his own opinion is different from others. What are your take about this one? A politician sticking to one party, does that make that person reliable? They talked about Tinubu. They say Tinubu has never decamped. That's because Tinubu has the... Tinubu will not easily decamp. Tinubu will not easily decamp. They say he has not decamped. Atiku, you know, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. But we have to be very, you know, realistic about it. But we'll still have to wait. We cannot write off Peter Obi and say he doesn't have structure, yes, and this and that. We can't. Let us see him try. Who knows what will happen on that day? Do not forget to subscribe if you have not done so. The red notification icon bell is very important. Tap on it.